Which is more important, the journey or the destination? And the other replied, it's the company.
So you got your teenage boy, your oldest, just graduated.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your opening story?
I don't know. I have a lot of.
Is that my opening? Is that the opening story?
Nah, but like, I mean, me and Tamie ain't there.
So, it's surreal. It's pretty surreal. Because in these moments you look back at photos from like when he was just not a teenager, and I still remember him not as a teenager, but I see him as a man now, and I'm trying to treat him like a man now. So when I don't like, it's like a lot more like you're my bro than it's like you're my boy, right? And our relationship has changed, and then I didn't notice how much it had changed, and then this earmark of a time, this end of an era, so to speak, kind of makes you go stop and then look at all that has changed, and it actually hurts because he was so fucking cute and so sweet, and he was just this amazing ball of sunshine, and I just remember like I could eat you, like you're so freaking cute, right? And then now when I look at him and he's like, yeah, dad, nah, and I'm like, bro, just punch yourself in the face, dude. Just punch yourself in the face. You're such an ass. He'll talk shit to his mom now, he'll just be like throw little jokes and jabs at her, and I'm like, bro, you are not helping. You are not helping your cause, homeboy. Like, relax, pull the respect up your ass and tuck it back into your bowels and stand on that. Otherwise, your summer is gonna suck. But yeah, dude, it's surreal and yeah, it's humbling. It's all just this weird journey of no one teaches you how, like no one's can tell you what this is like until you go through it yourself. And then I have another kid who's finishing 6th grade going into 7th. And then that junior high, like I told you guys this already, but that junior high almost got shot up last year.
What?
And so
What?
didn't I tell you guys this?
No. So the junior high is about to
Junior high
go into
here? Like out here?
So the junior high that my son just graduated from, right? On a random, I don't know what day it was, we get a text message and some calls that like school is closed for the day and we got to pick up the kids. And the police had apprehended a shooter suspect outside the school before he could get into the school. And then what's crazy is, I think people are going to figure out what district this is and but
Is this a fellow student or was it?
This
like
is a new kid in the district who came to school for 8th grade, had plotted with another kid. He was plotting with 3 total, and so there was another kid that was going to co-conspire to do this, but the third kid was the one that told on them, and they busted the kid and apprehended the kid with a weapon. I think, as far as we understand, but everybody shuffled this under the rug. Like the school said nothing about it, but everybody knew, like the kids knew, because everybody saw what was going down. And then it was just like, I guess it happened. And that was 8th grade for my son who just graduated. And so this is like, you have a 6th grader who's going now into that and an 8th grader going to 9th. Yeah. And so my 6th grader, though, he's a lot more conservative and like, and kind of like aware of what danger is. And he's like a little bit freaked out about going to junior high, not because of bullying, but because at any moment his school might get shot up.
That's crazy because like earlier this week, we had drinks with Brian and you said something that like Jay and I both were like, what? And it was something about decisions led by fear versus decisions led by love. What was that about? And like, what'd you say?
It was, it was just, you're always either choosing fear or love. Something like that. Was that what you're looking for?
Yeah, no. I remember, and I'm thinking about like, as you're raising kids, as you're seeing that, like you could see he's almost always about to tear up when he talks about his kids. And it's obvious love, but then the more you love, does that expose you to even a greater fear, right? And like, how do you reconcile like that? And how do you behave as you're raising your kids in what, for the most part is a safe environment, but like could be super crazy.
I don't know what it's like to be a parent, so I can't.
I mean,
answer
but
that
even if
question.
imagine it's your best friend. Like imagine today, like the kids, like Generation Alpha, Gen Alpha, they're in school, and what's insane is like they have a world to worry about where bullying isn't the problem. That's kind of crazy. Like this is just ubiquitous. This isn't just like me or
Yeah.
anybody else. Is
Yeah.
that fear exists as a parent for your child's safety, no matter who you are. And so I don't know the answer. I can tell you that, and I don't want to I don't think it's the court of public opinion to figure out what gun control is versus isn't here within this community.
Yeah.
But I can say for the most part that I think we have a problem in the US. And I think when you talk to, I don't know if you guys have friends or family in Asia, they are always asking, like, when they think of like coming and visiting the States now, they're like, is it safe? And then the next question is, am I going to get shot?
Yeah.
That's what they think of. Like,
We're
that's
really
what people
gun
think of
happy
when
in
they
this
think about
country.
this country.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy because I remember college years, et cetera, even younger growing up. It's like, it's like we want to go across the border, go to Mexico, you want to drink it up, et cetera. And like the people that were scared would be like, oh, is it safe to cross the border into Mexico? Right? And to think that misconception or accurate conception and that level of fear associated with leaving the country for somewhere else is actually now applied to people coming to the States. That's crazy. That is nuts, dude. We're that Wild West crazy country now, huh? That's nuts.
Yeah, we are. We are. And there's a problem. And I think that's why, obviously, the motivation is so strong to create, to try to ripple society and our way of thinking differently and rewire our thinking, because it's like, this isn't, whatever this is, it's not working. And it's not necessarily like the gun itself. It's the framework of our psychology. And it's the, like, I don't think it's 30 to 50 years ago, it's unimaginable to go to school with a weapon and mow people down. That was like unimaginable by another child. And for some reason, 30 to 50 years later, like we've created this, I don't know what happened, but it something changed in the human philosophy, the broader human philosophy of it to enable this. It's not just a gun problem.
Yeah, I mean, happy people don't kill other people.
And to this extent, like, why would you, like, could you really be that unhappy
Yeah.
that you could think, like, I'm just going to, like, shoot down other kids? Like, that's, and plan
crazy.
it. Right? And so it is, I don't know how we got from celebrating a promotion to this topic, but, I'm constantly,
I don't mean to laugh.
even, I'll tell you this honestly, when I got to the promotion, they call it promotion day because it's not actual graduation, 8th grade and 9th grade, like there are security,
Why
there's
does it
security
change
outside.
now?
Well,
Because 8th grade graduation was the thing, you go from middle school to high
yeah.
school.
And then if you go to a graduation, though, there's like not like people checking your bags when we were growing up. There's nobody opening your bags. My parents brought balloons for my son, and the balloons had to be taken back to the car. I don't know why they can't bring balloons into the graduation anymore, but you can't bring balloons into a graduation anymore,
That's crazy.
right? And then honestly, as I'm going into the graduation, driving up in the traffic, it is in the back of my mind. I'm like thinking to myself, what would happen if like I have all 5 of us are in the car, and it's a thought. It's like, what would happen if there's a shooter here? And there's a part of me who is like, fuck, maybe we shouldn't even do this. Like, is this the risk reward, right? The reward is like, it feels great to celebrate together. The risk is you're in open air and somebody could come and just start like.
Yeah, but what's like, okay, so then it goes back to living in fear or living with love, right? Like, what are the odds of that? It's so small, but like, are you going to constantly live in fear?
I don't know.
And I don't know what it's like to be a parent. What I do know is that all my friends that are parents or talk about it, it's like they constantly want to protect their children. So I might not be the best person to comment on it, but I do know I'm a woman. I'm very independent. I do a lot of things on my own. I travel by myself, and like constantly people are like, how are you going to go do that? Like, aren't you scared? Is it safe? And I'm like, I'm not. I mean, if I'm smart, I just try to apply like my 2 cents. And, but I don't want to live with like that scared feeling like, okay, well, there's a chance that I might get, you know, robbed or this or that if I go to this country. Like, I don't know. That's not going to hold me back. But that's how I choose.
But other countries are safer than this country.
Well, no.
Like,
I mean,
you're not going to go
really.
to Germany and nobody's going to be like, you know, like,
We're not
it's
talking
like,
about
people are going to be
Germany,
like,
like-
drink a beer. Like, you know, you're not going to.
Yeah, but like human trafficking happens everywhere.
Okay.
So,
And that's been around for forever.
yeah.
Right.
So
and
I'm just saying, like, I could either feed my fear, and that's just with anything, or I can, you know, do the opposite.
Well, I mean, great time to say congratulations. This fucking knucklehead raised a kid.
You raised a
kept them
child.
safe. So kept them safe and getting him into high
didn't
school.
die.
We'll see.
Found a way to navigate that
We'll
crazy.
see. We'll see what happens. Jeez. Yeah. Sorry to turn it morbid.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really did when
Yeah.
We did like
Yeah.
a sharp turn there because that's literally been on my mind for yesterday because this was an open at the high school. There's the amphitheater on the football field and you're like, it's there. You have to think about it.
Yeah, no, I think that's crazy. I think it's equally crazy that, you know, I haven't known you since forever, but I also know you were a dumbass 15 years ago, and like you successfully raised a 13-year-old kid, right?
I was a dumbass in high school, and I can admit on air that I had friends that might have had weaponry in their vehicles from time to time because at that time everybody knew though you don't shoot the person. If you're gonna take a firearm out, you shoot it up in the air to scare other people.
Oh, everybody.
This
knows
is
that.
different. This is like there was a code, right? There was like a code, like this is just to scare each other as little idiot Asian gangsters in the
There's that unwritten
90s.
rule on the butt of the
Versus
gun.
like today, you just don't even know who's gonna do it. And that's why this thing we're doing here, guys, is so important. Like, this is why, like, the moving and re-engineering the way we think and the paradigm of our humanity is so fucking important to me.
So I remember earlier, like I said earlier this week, we had that conversation with Brian, and he asked us, like, what does B look like? What does the end point look like for you? And it reminded me that I have ambitious goals. I want this to do really, I want Flowin to do incredible things, be really, really big. But I think how I will measure the success of Flowin, it will be subtle and it'll be over a long period of time. And what I mean by that is, done right, you look at other large CPG companies that have been successful in advertising for 10, 20, 30 years. They influence society in subtle ways, right? Just Nike, I mean, not even subtle, right? Just do it is just part of our parlance, and it's something about like, hey, be active, live healthier, right? Red Bull with what they've done around like, extreme and energy. That's part of who we are as a country, and they've influenced us 3%, 5%. And I think I'll know that we've succeeded when I'm 80 and I look back and the generations of people, the 30-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, by default, if flow is just part of their parlance, if valuing themselves and valuing one another, and when you bump into one another in the street, it's no longer, hey, who are you looking at? What are you looking at? But it's just like, oh, hey, think nothing of it and move on. When that starts to become our default behavior, when we don't have to worry about how likely is it that this graduation is going to get shot up, that to me is when I'll know that we've impacted. And that doesn't mean that we have to do all that entire impact by ourselves, right? I think about some of the key movements that I've seen over the last couple generations, right? Even with millennials versus Gen X, which I am, millennials have a default setting that you're supposed to be a little bit more socially responsible, whereas Gen X is a little bit more about that, chase that paper, right? And so if we're a contributor to a default setting that's a little bit more, that places a little bit more value in themselves and places a little bit more value in one another as a default, hopefully that's, we can just be part of that tide, right? Just a couple of extra drops moving in that direction. Because at some point, when I'm raising kids, I'd like to not have to worry about that. Can we say something funny now? Can anybody come up with a joke, please?
I think, you got to pay respect to what's going on out there, right? And navigate kind of our discussions with a sense of with sincerity, and then also kind of reprieve from all the serious banter. So yeah, I think, you're talking about some audacious goals, right? Like you're talking about 20, 30 years from now, looking back and noticing a gradual shift in human behavior, broadly speaking. And I think what's cool is you have started to see our sociology changing in that there's been a generation where a lot of the schools are teaching that kindness matters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed over the last decade that actually probably the last 15, 20 years, kindness matters. There's been a huge anti-bullying campaign over the last 20 years. And I think we started to respond.
But it hasn't really helped because there's a lot of bullying going on. So
I don't know.
I think
Go for it. No, Tamie, go. Yeah. Where are you at with that? The bullying. What did you see? Because that I felt like that was that hit something, struck a chord.
Well, I think we talked about. Well, yeah, look what we're dealing with. We're dealing with an increased rate in suicide amongst teenage girls. We're dealing with depression, and it stems from bullying, right? But everyone I talk to, on a happy, we're so in a serious tone, but the truth is you're looking around, everyone's depressed, you're comparing. We said comparison is the thief of joy. That's all these kids are doing. That's all we're doing. We're spending our time scrolling constantly, and we're messing with our dopamine all day. And then we get off and we wonder why we feel exhausted or we feel down. And our nervous system's not regulated. Kids who aren't even aware of this is what they're growing up with, right? This instant gratification for dopamine, this instant distraction to deflect from who they are, what their natural kind of evolution process would have been if it wasn't for TV or social media in this day and age. It's just constant programming.
When were you ever bullied?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. In middle school.
Really?
By who?
In middle school, this boy was made fun of my butt.
Oh.
Yeah. At the time.
Okay. Say more.
But yeah, this is news to me.
No,
what?
It was mortifying. He was it was so embarrassing.
Did he have a really nice butt to be able to speak and actually judge
was just
you?
An asshole. And
so
got
what
escalated.
Was this a teenage boy's idiot love language, or was it
maybe he had a
actually
crush on
bullying?
you.
Yeah, well, maybe, but I was 10 years. I was 6th grade, and you just meshed 2 new schools because the way that it worked for me growing up was everyone went to elementary school from kindergarten to 5th grade, and then 5th grade you go to a middle school, junior high, and it's 2
5th grade. You're in middle school.
No, 6th grade.
6th grade is middle school.
So you graduate 5th grade, and then you go into 6th to 8th grade is middle school, junior high, and in Torrance it's two district elementary schools go into middle school, and then so it's these two you're meeting all these kind of new people, and then everyone's really cliquey right away, or just the cool, everyone's filtering who's cool and who's not, and who's pretty and who's not, and it was 11 years old, and then I would say junior high is actually the most time for bullying. And then all the way up to, and then high school, you kind of get your like, you get your guts and you're like,
Okay.
don't fuck with me.
Walk me through this though, right? Like, so if you don't mind taking a step down memory lane, and I don't mean
No,
to
I
like,
don't mind at all.
I chuckle at it because I think to myself, like, who would have the audacity to make fun of you? Because for the most part, I think most people, think that you're exquisite, right? And I would be,
No.
if I were you, I'd be like, what you guys say about
No,
me?
but they talked about my butt and my boobs.
As an 11-year-old?
As an 11-year-old, when I'm not even developed yet.
Okay, and then
And so I get
were
this
they like
complex
they
that
like
I'm,
tens
like,
or
a
something,
boy.
or like were they nines?
It was a boy.
Okay, what was he
it
like?
A chubby
Was he
little
like a
boy.
5 or like a 6 or he's like a 4?
I don't know. Like we became good friends. Like we were friends like afterwards, but like he did do that. It did escalate to like me going to like I remember being because people heard about it, and then like the because he would call me names, and then like the principal.
Oh, he
would
had
know.
a crush on you.
If
Yeah,
you
that's a
became friends
crush.
after.
No,
Yeah.
but like
It's still-
I mean,
it's still
but then
mortifying,
no,
I guess.
and then okay,
Did he try to make a move?
no, not at that. No, not at
But
that.
after
time
you
at all.
became friends, or did he get
When
friend
he
zoned?
realized he had no,
He's like, he got friend
chance.
zoned. Like he's like, I shouldn't have fucking insulted her. I got friend zoned.
I knew a bully, a
It's
traumatizing
fine.
bully story was gonna be. It's because he had a crush on you.
No, but
I knew it.
I also have another one. Okay, so this
Okay.
was really, really, really bad. So in 8th grade, there was like these two really beautiful girls, like
Oh.
like popular. And we were all friends.
Are you
right?
sure they were that beautiful? Because most people in 8th grade look frumpy.
No, they were gorgeous, and like I was best friends with one of them. Like we were all best friends, and then but they had this thing because they both liked the same guy,
Oh.
right?
Dun,
And
dun, dun.
anyways, so they liked the same guy.
And
He-
that guy liked you.
No, yeah.
Oh!
And he announced it in front of like everybody.
Was this guy like a 7 or
my
above? Like was
gosh.
he,
He was like the
What?
most popular guy. Like,
Oh, he was the Giga Chad. You guys don't even know what a Giga
Okay,
Chad
No,
is.
I don't know what that
keep
is.
going.
Like-
But
Okay.
okay. So like they fought. Okay, you know how you get like the categories of like best dressed or most beautiful. Like we had a category of that, and those girls were like
Fucking
competing
torrents,
with
dude.
each other for it. And he was like, it was called Buff and Beautiful, right? So it was like who was ever buff, and he was buff,
cities.
right? And he was.
Giga
And
Chad.
they were the girls, and then one day they like fought over him.
What was his
And then-
name?
Should I say this?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
first name, just first name,
Props.
first name,
And what's
first name,
his
first name,
Instagram
first name, and phone number.
No, his name was AJ.
Age is AJ
And
married now?
I have no idea. I
Don't lie, you're
but-
not creeping on the
No,
DMs.
no, not at all. But it's so funny actually. This is a crazy funny story. But anyways, traumatic for me. So he announces in front of everybody one lunch, like, I like Tamie. And then like immediately
hard to do.
Immediately the girl, well, they were like, I don't know what was happening, but immediately the girls like turned on me. And mind you, I'm best friends with one of them. Like, and like they turned on me and they were so nasty. Like they would like, you had pagers back then, right? So they would beat my
Most people-
pager like 187, 187, 187, which is murder, death, kill.
Wow,
Is the police
that's
code
G,
for
dude.
murder, death, kill. Like they would like
Girls do that?
yeah, they would just like talk so much shit about me. They like would prank call my house and tell my mom like just say all these mean things to my mom about me. And I coming from an Asian family, my mom was like, what is going on? Like,
Does she even know what they're trying to say though? She's like, wait, what? What?
yeah.
You say?
And so it was so bad to the point where like everyone had to get involved. The parents had to get involved. I like going in, it was the summer before high school. I like begged my parents to let me move to Wisconsin. Cause I was like,
Why
don't
Wisconsin?
wanna, because my mom's whole side is there and we go there every summer. And like, I was just like, I was so scared of like going to school again because the girls were so mean. And I
Yeah.
just like,
Yet you've stayed in the area.
my mom never did. My mom wasn't going to let me do that. She
Okay.
wasn't going to like, let me like,
No, I mean you've had all these chances to move to somewhere better like Orange County, but you haven't. You
No.
know, and you talk shit about how frumpy we are, but it's okay.
But anyways, that was like really, I remember like I didn't even at lunchtime, I would just go into a classroom because I was just like, these girls were so mean and I wasn't
Okay,
mean.
so come on, tell us what did they say about you?
No, they were just like, oh, and I had really long hair. So they were like, let's cut her hair. Like they were just,
Threatened you.
it was just, yeah, they
To
were
cut your
just
hair.
like mean bullies. They were
I've
just
seen
bullies.
that,
They just
yeah.
made it like hard for me to like walk through the hall.
All
they were
because
because
AJ
liked
liked
me.
you. So did you and AJ?
So that pushed me to be like, okay, like the only person I can talk to is like, you're 13. Like what can actually happen? Nothing can happen. Like the most you like each other, but like, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
I'd be like, bitch, let me show you what's up. Hey, AJ, come here. Right? And they'd be
No,
like,
I was so, but then through my other, but like, that's how one of my girlfriends that I'm still friends with till this day, we bonded because like she was really pretty and she came to the school. She was like a new girl in the school, like long hair, really gorgeous girl. And those girls like hated on her at first. And I was friends with them. So like I kind of witnessed it. They like
this
used
is
to,
some LA girl
yeah,
gang
it's
thing,
so
dude.
LA. Like it was so crazy.
Jeez.
And because of that, like me and her became best friends. So like that friendship like helped me get through that bullying time. And then, that summer, like I was just like, I don't like AJ. And so going into freshman
Why?
year, I don't know.
Oh,
I was
AJ,
young.
did you hear that? I'm sorry.
I was young.
Never had a
and
chance.
Then we go into high school and it just dissipated. It just kind of like burned out and that was it. And then, we got through it. I got through it.
And you got a best friend out of it?
I did. And then we all like the whole crew became like, I mean, it's kind of sick, but because it was like, but it was just like the cool crowd. Like we all became the crowd in high school. And then you get to high school and then you have all these like older people, like the seniors. And so then everyone's distracted by like.
The
So
seniors.
whatever happened to those two bully girls?
Yeah.
They also became your best friends?
No, I feel so weird saying this because it's so hard to whatever. But that one of those girls and AJ ended up getting pregnant senior year and hiding the pregnancy from everybody.
Wow. So she was really into AJ.
Yeah. Well,
She wanted to have his baby.
yeah.
I'm gonna have your baby.
Yeah.
Since
and
eighth
it was
grade,
like
seventh grade.
it was like a shocking
Wow.
thing because she hid it. She would come to school and like her parents, from what I know, her parents didn't even know. So it was kind of like crazy because
Are they still together, AJ
no,
and this girl?
no. I remember like touching base with it, like running into like the crowd a little bit afterwards because I left for college. So
Yeah, you turned your head and went to Berkeley and said enough.
yeah.
Yes.
And I just, but like, yeah. So then I just remember touching base with them afterwards. Well, I was friends with her when they like, I was like, oh my God, I'm so like, that was crazy. Cause it was just like, she was pregnant like during senior year, which is traumatic, like at that age.
That's rough.
It's okay. Everything ended up okay. You are a founder of a company that is poised to be massive.
Yeah.
You are marrying a sexy ass DEA narco.
Oh my God.
You should send a
cannot-
shirtless picture
cannot
of
tell
your
people what
boy
he does
to why?
because it's like we can't identity release.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to
we're
say
gonna
his
edit
name.
that.
We're going to edit that, and then we might
Former
leave pieces of
Jeopardize
it.
his safety, Jay, as like Mexican cartel knows who he
Yeah.
is.
We're definitely
Well, actually, I
gonna
just
edit
made
that.
it unsafe for you,
Yeah.
but that makes it unsafe for me.
Yeah. For all of us. No.
I was just scared of getting shot at a graduation. Now I'm going to get shot
last
at by the.
45 seconds, edit out.
No, yeah, we can't. He's not supposed to share like what he does.
Okay, so we won't share what he does.
Yeah.
Okay, but we will share that like.
No, but life
You
works
got
out.
yourself a boy that is like got an 18 pack on his stomach and his chest is popping out of his shirt. I swear, when I was with you guys, like when I was like one time, his shirt like unbuttoned and ripped open, and I think his chest muscle did it. So yeah, it was like wow, this dude is crazy.
I do feel safe.
So fuck AJ.
You know what? I feel safe.
But it is
No-
funny,
no
like
lie.
karma, like, like the people that peaked in high school and then like,
AJ peaked in high school.
guys, like this is bullying right now.
This is not bullying. Nobody
Yeah, it
knows.
is,
Nobody
but, like-
cares.
But
He's a
like,
bully,
no,
though.
like the mean people I feel
That's what he
like
does.
peaked in high
He
school,
bullies
right?
everybody.
Right? No, I just feel like that happens and it's like, but I feel like you guys didn't have a bullying story.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Which one was that one?
The shoes.
Yeah, it was definitely the shoes.
Sorry.
Am I allowed to say names? No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not allowed to say names. Okay,
No.
we're not going to say names. Yeah.
No, so like
I don't know if I don't.
bullying. So yeah, I mean like I guess this was I don't know, somewhere around 6th grade, somewhere around 5th grade, 6th grade, whatever. I remember like, you know, shoes, like dope shoes started to become a thing, right? And all the cool kids were starting to get high tops. So yeah, now I'm really aging myself. I'm dating myself
High
big
tops
time.
are back
High
in.
tops are
No,
cool.
but like that was like, what are
Were
these
they
things?
Reeboks?
You know,
With the
we're not
pumps?
talking, but like, yeah, people were getting these high tops, and I was like, it's my turn to get new shoes. So I just hit my mom. I was like, hey, mom, it's like time to get new shoes. I got to get these high tops. So she takes me to the store, and she's looking at all the shoes that we normally buy, and like, I don't know, we don't have to talk about the ruse with the pouches, but I graduated from that, and I was trying to get I convinced my mom. I was like, hey, these are the most expensive ones, but please, like, hook me up, dude. High tops are the thing.
You said that to your mom. Hi, hook me up, please.
Oh yeah,
High
dude, I
tops
was
are-
dope when I was in 6th grade.
Dang, man.
Maybe 5th grade. I had
Bert
a mullet.
is dope.
I had a mullet too. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, she hooked it up. I go to school. I'm like, I'm feeling like the shit. I'm not gonna lie, dude. These shoes came up high. They're big and blocky, and like I was dope. And I roll in, and almost immediately I get what was the movie? What are those? Right? I get that treatment. But I realized very quickly, I was like, oh shit, my shoes ain't dope. They're clowning on me. And I look around, and everybody else is wearing Reeboks and Nikes. Wait, there's a song. Okay, Reeboks and Nikes. And I was like, shit, I didn't know what was going on. It turns out, like, I went to Sears, where we always buy our shoes. Sears is no longer around. And I guess I bought the store brand shoes. They were called the McGregors. So I was rocking like the McGregor.
You came like 30 years early, bro.
The
If you were
McGregor
rocking
high
McGregors
tops.
today.
And I got clowned on like crazy. But here's the thing, like, that was just a couple of dudes. And it fucked with me. It fucked with me for real. Like, for a period of time, I had an unhealthy relationship with money that I can kind of track back to this. But, it creates insecurities and whatnot. But here's the other thing is, I remember very quickly, guys like Daniel, Rashid, they didn't care. It was just those handful of bullies, and these other guys were like, cool, let's play ball. And they were like supportive, and I didn't realize it at the time, but like there was actually somebody else. His name was Damon. He was new to the school, and those kids actually bullied him for real. Did the whole thing, physical, kicked him, the whole thing.
Oh my God.
And he eventually left the school, like soon after that.
Jeez.
And, like, I remember having a conversation with him. Like, I watched him get bullied, kicked, hit, pushed to the ground. I didn't participate, but I was a coward, right? I felt like I could have done something, but I didn't. I was too afraid. And I watched him, like, get bullied, and all I had was, are you okay? And his immediate response was no. And he looked up. And this coward was like, I could tell he needed a friend, but at this point, all the danger was gone, and all my friends are over there. And like, what am I going to do? Hang out with the kid who got bullied? And I was like, well, hope you're okay. And I just kind of ran off. And by the end of the week, he left the school.
Oh my
so-
God, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it means to really get bullied.
Yeah, that's the bullying that, like, I
Yeah.
just feel like I have an older brother. So it's like, I, know the banter of getting bullied. I think anyone who has siblings kind of does, or even, I think there's some character building that happens with some type of healthy bantering, or just not, I don't know, it builds some type of strength for me. But I think to teach kids like that kind of bullying, and to also stand up when you see like injustices or people being like treated wrong, is definitely like not cool. Like I would hope to teach my kid
Was your brother a bully?
to me, yes, 100%. Huge bully to me, like the biggest bully to me, huge. But like I'm saying, like at school, I think kids naturally like make fun, or like, they're just these little like immature minds that don't, but like as parents, you have to teach them like kindness and compassion and right from wrong, but also to stick up, right? When somebody's like going through something serious, right? It's one thing to be like, oh my God, look at that shirt you're wearing today, Bert. You know, like to, I hope you didn't exist or crawl into a hole and die. Like, you know what I'm saying? How some people can be, some kids can be. And like, I hope we teach like our youth, like the difference. But what I'm seeing with like Gen Z, I'm not sure about Gen Alpha, but like they're hypersensitive to any like name calling anyways. So I don't know what it's like in schools these days, but like they do like bully. I think it's like normal, but I think you have to like really parent and like basically watch over like how big it is. If you're beating somebody, if someone's getting beat up every day or like something's being stolen from them or something like that, that's like wrong. Like somebody has to step in.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, I got through it for a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously I still had friends. So like if we're immature and we don't know how to react and, you know, there's some people who know how to stop bullying, but at the very least, like if your friend's being bullied, continue to be a friend. Like that mattered to me. I went back, told my mom that I had to exchange my shoes. she took me back to Sears.
Dang.
It's like, hey, we got to exchange these shoes, but they'd been worn, so we couldn't return them.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that we're poor. Not that poor. But my mom hooked it up. The very next year, she saw how much it affected me. She got me some Nike Air Flights. It was the first year they came out. Back then, like $130 shoes, that was like, with
That's
inflation,
crazy.
that's like $1,000 shoes, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
But imagine that. Like, imagine the peer pressure of just like, oh, am I dressed cool enough or do I look cool enough?
Yeah.
And social media didn't exist. So imagine now, like where now the kids are not even comparing, they're comparing themselves to like all types of unrealistic like standards and things. So I just feel like worried. I feel worried for like the youth because it's like now you just have access to what someone like on a completely different plane is doing and looks like. Right? So bullying, I think, is just, and now there's cyberbullying. Now it's easy to just sit online and like comment.
Yeah. So like now that you've heard from a couple of people who've been bullied, like think back to your childhood. Like, do you regret bullying those kids?
You were a bully, Jay?
Dude, like look at him. Of course he was a bully. Dude.
Why would you? No, I was not a bully.
He told me he was this size in 7th grade. And he hasn't grown since. So he's been like the biggest kid in school, the most athletic in school.
But that wasn't until like junior high, right? And so my experience was like my experience with bullying was watching my dad get bullied as an immigrant. And so just seeing him get mistreated in downtown LA when he was running his store. We had a store on 4th Street in Los Angeles, and both of my parents ran that store. And then I just remember like people would say stuff to him, like, you know, just make fun of his English, you know, say stupid things about, I don't exactly remember what was said. I just remember that feeling that like, dude, this is my dad and he's always there trying to protect me and have it best out for me. And he can't defend himself verbally. And so that actually transitioned into something where like with my bullying journey, especially into junior high and high school days, like if I saw a friend getting bullied, like, so actually I had a friend that was getting bullied. I think this was like 7th grade. And then I just I grabbed a big metal trash can because there was metal trash cans at the time. And I found the biggest dude and I just like hit him with it. And then I just threw down with all the bigger guys and I just looked crazy. I wasn't just as big, but I didn't care. And they knew I didn't care. And they could like, you know, when you can see something in somebody's eyes, like you feel the vibration that like, if you hurt my friend, I'm going to destroy you. Yeah. And so I did that one day out of nowhere because he was getting like pushed on the ground. And then I made a name for myself, right? Like immediately it was known, like, don't fuck with that dude. And so ever since then, I actually didn't deal with any bullying, but I wasn't the bully. I was just always trying to protect other people from getting bullied. So if I had seen, and even today, like if I see some guy getting punked around for no reason, and I don't even know the dude, I'm going to step in there. Even if it's a danger to me, I'm just going to step in there. I can't even help it. It's just, I cannot sit by and be okay with like, you know, you like somebody like clearly dominant over another person and then putting them down in the ground. I just can't stand for it. And so, but yeah, that's my jam with bullying. I hate bullying. It sucks. It's stupid. And,
it is stupid.
And I think that's why part of what we're doing is like, hey, look, like with a lot of it's like giving somebody else the power to make you feel like you're not enough. Like I have to give that away to somebody, right? Like we give that power away, I think, and we are taught somehow, and I don't know how, it's inadvertently learned at a young age that somebody has that power. And if somebody has that power over my parent or someone who I view as authority figure to me, then I myself am going to submit to this idea that someone else can make me feel small. But if I wonder, and I think this is the thesis of what we're trying to do here with this brand and this platform, is if we can reconstruct that belief that there's nothing that you can do to make me feel small or less. There's nothing. You can try. You can take away my money. You can take away my car. You can beat me up. You can talk shit. You can do all these things. You can spit on me and whatever. And no matter what, that will not do the slightest damage to my sense of worth. If we can create this framework and scream it every day to people in that affirmative tone, affirming tone, you are enough, you are perfect, and no one can take that away from you ever. And we can convince our young people to believe that at a young age, then I think we'll start to solve this problem. On top of that, it's like most of the bullying that you see is born out of insecurity. It really is.
Yep.
So if the bully dude was not so fucking insecure, he wouldn't be such a dick.
Yeah.
And so if I can help the bully early on be like, bro, you might be feeling all awkward because your emotions are going crazy because your testosterone and everything. You're good, man. Like, you're all right. You're perfect. You are great. No one can take that away from you. The minute that he's got this self-worth elevated to this level, dude is not reflecting any bad or sending any bad out into the world no more. And if we could do that across everybody, then we have a greater chance of getting off this planet as a species. I can go down a rabbit hole here, and I'm going to invite you guys here to this rabbit hole because the thing that keeps me up at night, if you really want me to know, since I was a very young wee boy, is that there is a super volcano that is going to explode. And carbon dioxide will cover 82% of Earth's surface, and probably between 81 to 91% of life on this planet will cease to exist within 23 days. This is going to happen.
When?
So every 77,000 years, if you look at if you look at the historical record of scientific evidence, and no, yes, it is theoretical, but we do know that supervolcanoes exist, and we're not talking about it. Instead, we're talking about who's too old to run this country, or if AI is gonna kill people, and we're arguing about who's right, about who's God. Dude, there is a supervolcano that is gonna blow our species off of this planet.
Well,
bro,
Elon Musk is like
He's-
working on it.
he is.
He's working
He
on getting us
was,
out there.
but like he needs to now sell his super cyber truck. Like he was figuring out how to land the rocket in the barge in the middle of the ocean, but there's no ocean on the moon or on Mars. And if we're gonna, never mind, I'm going down way down. Sorry, back it up. Sorry, that was.
No, dude. Like, my immediate response is: are you worried about the Yellowstone super volcano or the Indonesian?
I think there's 8 of them.
There's
right?
like a ton of them.
There's 8 super volcanoes that we've identified, and if any one of those goes like erupts,
Yeah.
we're dead.
well, we're pissing off Mother Nature as it is. So
And I think that like people say like, oh yeah, we'll know about it way in advance. But if you do find out about it and it starts to rumble, you got what, like 2 months to get off the planet?
That'll be an interesting one.
So we have to colonize Mars. And if we colonize Mars and we go there and we do human history the way we did it the first time, where we go to war with each other over like what we believe to be important, that's not really important about creationism. It's like, oh yeah, we're so worried about like who and what created us, and we're gonna fight over it and kill each other for it. Instead, we should be like worried about how do we survive and collaborate as a species.
Well, I think
Very, very Elon of you. Very
Yeah.
Elon.
Yeah, but he's solving it with technology. We get to solve it with you know,
Energy.
with energy, with community, right? Like it doesn't matter if you can get off the planet. If you get there and you're still killing each other because everybody's not enough and I'm right and you're wrong, we're dead anyways.
What's your existential crisis, Tam?
Wow.
surviving each day. No, I don't have one. I don't have a crisis.
Yeah.
It's more like,
Why? How can you not have a crisis though? I'm
Because-
telling you, there's a super volcano sitting under us, ready to go.
yeah, but there's so many things that can happen in this state of world that's happening right now. It's all like so much that I don't feed my fear.
It's not a fear, it's just a reality.
I
It's
know,
called a
but, like-
mass level extinction event.
But I mean,
Like, have we not? It happened to the
I don't
dinosaurs,
know.
bro.
I just
have we not
that's
learned
like,
anything?
okay, so then my end is like I'm into the multiverse, I'm into the quantum. So like in that world, it's like everything, all realities exist, and I just feel like I don't know. There's so many things that can happen. I'm just here. I don't try to like.
I'm trying to learn to do
I'm
that.
not
Yeah.
Elon, so I'm not inspired to try to find that solution of Mars. I'm more like, I believe in like, okay, your inner world creates your outer world and everything that's going on here. So whatever it is, I'm just trying to find my paradise internally so that the out around me changes.
That's what we need.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Because when we get there, wherever it is, and become interstellar, or we have to be interplanetary first. Wow, I gotta get
and
off
in
of
some
this.
and in some right now in some other dimension reality that is happening.
That has already happened. It has
Yeah.
already
so
happened
I'm
in
just
another.
like, I leave that stuff to, I mean, that's like a collective consciousness thing that's like
Yes.
out of my control. And all I can worry about is my vibration and what's happening inside of me and how I feel and how I'm radiating. So like, that's the internal like battle every day is like, okay, how do I fight this inner dialogue or, you know, this burnout or this self-doubt, or like, how do I evolve? How do I connect again with myself? How do I cultivate higher vibrations? How do I get back to myself when I'm dysregulated, when my nervous system's dysregulated? You know, like that's what I'm thinking about every day. Like, because right now is all that matters. So how I feel right now is my main focus. And if it's not,
as it should be.
yeah, and if it's not good, as it has been the last couple of weeks, it's like tough, you know, you have to really fight to like get into that like happy, grateful state, which we should be. And I think it's just hard. It's just like every day I mean, we're doing a startup. It's so freaking hard. Every day we're dealing with issues, right? And then it's just, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. And then it's like, you want to be somewhere already, and then just reminding yourself, okay, like just focus on the present, just be here, and just
Were the last couple of weeks like particularly difficult? External, internal? What's going on?
yeah, external with work, like it was just like, you know, just issues with our social tonics, issues with partners, issues with, you know, like yeah, and just managing people, like just your own thing of being in the zone every day, of getting yourself there. And just wanting like something so bad, the trade-off of like, hey, like I wish I could have this already. Like I want our Amazon store up. Like, you know, we're constantly like behind with our goals, right? And then there's always setbacks. So, which is normal. It's the ebbs and flow of life, and you go forward and you go down. But sometimes it's just, you can get exhausted. You can get burnt out of just keep getting hit with a wave of like, you know, and then that's why I've been saying, even to them when we started, I was like, I just need some fun. I need some balance. You need to like.
I mean, we could talk about bullying more if that's fun for you.
No, I'm just
Or-
saying like that's the quest, right? But as I talk to other friends, like I feel like everyone around me is burnt out or depressed. They're just like, what is the point? What am I doing? And like from somebody in another pair of shoes will look and be like, well, you're so successful. You're already there. You have all these resources, but like everyone feels kind of the same. Like blah. And it's like the energy, and I don't know if it's the energy of what's happening, right? We're in the middle of many wars, and like we have like fights and bullying happening. Like we're being pitted against each other everywhere you look in society, in the world. And it's just kind of like exhausting. So it's like you can't even distract yourself with like world news, but then it's like you're on work, and it might seem like I feel like I sound like I'm just complaining. But that's, if I'm just being transparent, like that's been the emotions of like, it gets hard to like really get there sometimes, and you have to really work at it. And me and my girlfriends are like, yeah, I'm doing everything. We're all doing everything. Like, what can we do?
Hearing you say that, it makes me think, makes me wonder, and obviously not choosing sides, but part of me wonders if we as a community, society, like globally, need to experience a period of mourning, right? A period of like some sort of a correction of sorts, right? And, like, I'm just hearing you, and when you start to, make statements that start to feel universal, all my friends, etc. Like one of the things that I believe is it's hard to relate to somebody if you haven't gone through it yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And we've gone through some high times the last few years, and globally. And
well, every 4 years there's been a like traumatic, life-changing event.
Yeah, but like I'm seeing like all the crazy stuff that's happening in the Middle East, with our friends. You hear like that negativity kind of seep through with our friends, and I try to kind of skip forward because it's hard to stay in this state. Mm-hmm. Try to skip forward, and look at who we're going to become on the other side of it, right? And hopefully on the other side of it, we look back at ourselves and say, what the fuck did we do? Let's not do that again.
I hope it's not too late, but...
I mean, hopefully, right? Like, a friend of mine recently lost his brother, right? And, he mourned for a month, and he's still obviously mourning. But one of the things that kind of resonated is on the other side of that mourning, you could sense that this was somebody who has emerged with a great love for the balance of his family and his friends, and valuing all the relationships he does have because how painful it was to lose somebody that was so important to his younger brother, right? And like the shit that we're doing to one another, I gotta hope that on the other side of it we're smarter, a little bit wiser. I do have hope for mankind from the perspective of, it looks like we're super shitty right now, but, even, Jay will say something, and I kind of remind myself, like, look back on history. Keep looking further back. And realize that, man, humanity, mankind, we're actually worse. We were actually worse millennia ago.
Way worse.
We were way worse. There was a time where it was like, of course you're supposed to sacrifice children. That's what you do. Of course you're supposed to like rape and pillage your neighbors and kill them, right? Of course. Mm-hmm. For us to at least have a human reaction that says, no, that's not okay, is actual evidence of progress.
That's a good perspective.
And so hopefully, like, a few decades from here, we make that incremental improvement as people.
We've improved. Like,
cross my fingers on that.
Well, I'm not saying there's not. I believe we're light workers, right? Like I know there's a movement of light workers. It's always good versus bad, and there's just a lot of good people.
What did you say?
We're light workers.
That's a strong statement.
No, it's not.
I had not gone into this.
I've not
gone into. I'm not trying to disqualify us from being light workers. I would aspire to be in that same vein of.
Explain it. Like why you believe that. Uh-huh.
Like, if you're a good person and you speak with love, you lead with love, and you shine, and you help raise people up, you help inspire or heal or uplift others and you're a good human and you treat other people with kindness, like that's a light. You're out there as a light worker in the world. You're not like an asshole. You're like somebody. If you met somebody and you do something like to a stranger, that really like, and we all spread that, like your light affects other people, your energy. So that's another way. Light is another word for energy. So it's like if you're somebody that, when you go in and like you just have a positive impact on somebody, that's a light worker.
Light workers unite.
Yeah, light workers unite.
Give me a bump.
There's supposed to be 5 of us. We're Captain Planet. Never mind.
No, but it's so that's what it is.
I mean, it is clear that the human conditions are globally better, right, than they were just generations ago.
Right.
Generation by generation, human conditions are better. The issue that we're faced with is that the human experience is actually getting worse.
Yeah.
And so, it's like, I'll joke that like my oldest is kind of a moron, but like when I think about him being in 8th grade and where, I'm sorry, he might hear this. I did not mean to call you a moron, but I did. But he's
Dad
in
was a
8th grade,
moron
like
too.
8th grade,
He still is.
like kid today versus the 8th grade version of us, 30 years ago, right? The amount of information, resourcing, just knowledge, maybe even wisdom about how to do things, practicality, like everything about them is more informed and smarter and better. They can get farther with fewer.
Their
By
attention
leaps and
span
bounds, right? Their attention spans are
zero.
shorter because they're actually, I actually see this. This is what I witness. Even though their attention span is shorter, I applaud them because they're able to filter through and synthesize information that much faster because they were forced to. They had this thing called the internet they were born into. So this thing is spitting. I mean, think about when I was in 8th grade and I wanted to know about botany. I'd have to go to a library.
What you want to know about botany?
Botany's pretty, like, plants are sexy, bro. There's a huge plant thing. You go on Amazon, everything's selling plants right now. I'm just saying. All right. So you want to know about
Sorry,
botany,
all
but you have to go
botanists.
to a library, right? You have to go through the encyclopedia. And then, like, some of that information in Britannica is, like, categorically wrong. But today, you want to learn a little bit about botany, you can learn on it from TikTok. You have YouTube, and you have 100 different points of views. You have different people doing different projects and research coming from territory A, B, and C, and you can learn about botany based on the soil type of this agricultural climate and history. Like, this is the amount of information that an 8th grade child has versus when we were in 8th grade. So I just categorically, they're smarter, stronger, faster, better, more functioning.
What is it that they're eating that's making them so much bigger?
Nutrition.
Is it? Are they
formula?
bigger?
Yeah.
Nobody's bigger. I feel like people before were just as
No,
big.
I think they're bigger.
Yeah, I know Koreans are bigger than they used
No,
to be.
everyone's like the younger generations, the kids are like, I mean, you walk around the South Bay and Hermosa Beach, I mean, granted, there's a lot of volleyball players there, but like kids in general are just taller.
Protein. I would say it's protein. I think there's definitely a lot advance around knowing how to leverage protein into your diet and for your growth. It's protein though.
And maybe hormones. I don't know. But like for sure, like it's a thing.
They're the GMO version.
Well, where were we with this? We were talking
about your son
about
and
we were
botany.
talking about
Sorry.
like the human condition versus the human experience, right? But because of this predisposal to all this information and because they're better and stronger and faster at that young of an age, maybe the maturity level hasn't developed, and we're at this weird positioning where like our humanity is that much more improved, but has our ability to control the narrative spinning in our head and reconstruct and engineer our beliefs about ourselves, has that improved alongside the amount of information, right? And so
I think it stems with family structure. I mean, you have all this, you say that they're smarter, but they're all depressed and they're all like,
But isn't that weird, right? Like
That's what I'm saying.
it does. What's why?
I don't know. I think everyone spends too much screen time and less doing, so they're not doing. They're not living.
They could spit right back to you and say you didn't know shit at the same time that compared to what I know.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? You don't know shit.
I don't know because I don't know a high schooler right now. I don't know.
Well, a high schooler compared to when we were in high school, like we don't know shit compared to them. This is categorically like this is like you don't even need to. It's not even close.
Right, but it's not about just knowledge and knowing facts. It's about like It's about like knowing yourself.
I think it's important to think about like they're learning from TikTok, and that's useless. We learn from 90210, and that's powerful.
Because
it teaches.
yes, because Brenda. Oh my god.
Yes. That was shot at my high school, by the way.
Brenda. Oh my god.
Oh, that's right. It actually was.
I know too, when it was shot at my high school. Yeah.
Guys, we're going to be getting called dinosaurs on the internet, and this is
Dude.
going to get canceled.
No, it's
By
No,
saying
man.
90210. Did you say
There's
like,
there's
the
wisdom.
new 90210 or the old 90210? Which one are you talking about, bro?
the old.
Oh my gosh, dude. I can't believe. Don't even say that out loud, please. My face is turning red thinking about the fact that we put it on
Well,
the show.
either way, whether it's Gen Z, Gen Alpha, millennials, everyone just kind of sad right now.
I don't know. I hope not. Because like, I mean, it's. I feel like it's just a season.
It's a season, yeah.
I think it's a season. Like anytime, you get these introductions that change society. I'm just going to use the Industrial Revolution as like as my reference point.
Way to really
right?
age.
That's what I know is the Industrial Revolution.
He's in the Industrial Revolution.
I mean, what happened though? Like you've a handful of all these things, incredible things came out of it. But what we got is we had no notion of how we're treating the earth, pollution, all that sort of stuff. We had no notion about how to protect society and exploitation of workers, right? But we got a lot of good shit out of it. And it required decades, generations of, the human process to correct, right? And we're still not corrected, right? And now we've introduced a lot of crazy stuff in a short period of time. Social media is still relatively new. AI is about to smash it. Robotics is going to take another step up. So like what I see is humanity is being challenged with more and more turbulent things at once, simultaneously, without the benefit of learning for decades and generations. And so it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But I mean, I tend to be hopeful. I think that, I try to keep looking backwards and look at the progress. And to me, the macro trend, the big process is, I believe in the redemption of humanity. I believe that, from where we were, we're progressing forward. And it's supposed to feel terrible. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to hurt so that we are stimulated to find ways to do better, right? So
Right, it's meant to grow.
take this pain, right? Take this feeling, and find a way to turn that into motivation for us to continue to give better, right? And I have a feeling that the human condition is still going to be the human condition. But if we create a platform, if humanity stands on a different platform that allows us to do a little bit better to one another, I think that's the progress that we're kind of chipping at, right? And so I'm glad you feel the way you do.
Well, I think what the issue is that one of the main issues is that no one's present anymore. And that's like, if you really think about it, and that's what I always try to practice, use the tools that I know, like take a walk in nature, like breath work, or sit still and quiet and just bring myself back to that to help regulate my nervous system or just get back to me. But I feel like that's what it is, like no one's present. So we're all like energetically just off. And I think that's a problem, right? If you're sitting at a table and everyone's just on a screen, there's no more human connection. There's no more just that time to bond. There's no more like being aware of your surroundings. There's no more looking at nature or catching the beautiful things that are happening around you because you're not present. So I think in what the AI and the technology and the social media channels are doing is like making us all not present. So
Well, let's find a win out of this, because I agree with you, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's where we are. That's where you and your friends are. Where's the win for us? Like, even recently, where's the win for all of us?
well, I think the win is just like being aware of it and like trying to get back there.
And that's where I was getting to is I'm glad you feel this way, because I believe that you're a healthy enough individual
Yeah.
in a lot of different ways to absorb that and then not reflect it back, right? And instead, do judo, right? Take that punch and flip it into the, into something positive, right? And so I'm hopeful because, you guys are two of the people that I enjoy spending the most time with, whether I like it or not, dragged into these meetings. But
Hey, bro, the company was your idea. Just saying.
and I did that to drag you into it because like I need, but like I love hanging out with you guys, and this is actually one of the longest sad conversations.
It's not
that we
sad.
had.
It's not sad. I think it's really
Usually
hopeful.
we're laughing. No,
Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
but it is hopeful.
Here's what I think our thesis is, okay? You observe the last 100, 200, 500,000 years. Humanity has gotten better at about realizing that we shouldn't be oppressive towards others for our benefit. Mm-hmm. We've had a long millennia of oppressing others for a benefit of one group over another. And I think our humanity has gotten to a point where it's like, that's fucked up. Like, no more of that, right? Especially as information has grown and the human conditions and circumstances have gotten better. I think the corollary of that is that since probably around the year 2000, with devices and the age of information, what has been kind of in the background noise of you are not enough, we are not enough, you were born not enough, and you need to validate the worthiness of your existence. This has been within the framework of our human experience since the dawn of time, and we've never actually dealt with it. But the age of information has allowed that to exponentiate and proliferate in a way that is now there with you every hour. And we talk about social media, and the problem is this humming constantly of you are not enough. You are not enough. Therefore, you need to do something to get to a future where you can have a different outcome and become enough. And that's why we're not present. Because if you don't believe that where you are is enough and where you are is exactly where you should be, then there's no way you're going to be present. You're going to be thinking about an alternative to get to either externally validate your worthiness or, for some, internally validate. Mm-hmm. And this seeking of validation at the human level is what gravitates us to actually oppressive belief systems. We're not going to go there on this episode, but I think the reality is, and I think we've agreed on this, is the problem is that there's this belief, this false belief and premise of our humanity that we are somehow not enough, and we're all struggling with it. And the beautiful people, the crazy fancy cars, the big businesses, the newsreel that says the billionaires are this and the billionaires are that, and the Elons of the world, like you have to be something greater to just be enough. And for me at least, and I think we agree on this, is that as a platform, what's beautiful and hopeful is that with everything that we're doing, even the sad and sappy stuff we're talking about, we're chipping away at basically motioning towards continuously chirping in the ears of one another and our community. Dude, the truth, you're enough. You're always enough. And let's start there. And then when you're enough, it's actually quite easy to become more.
Yeah,
Right.
I think we are enough, and we are actually part of something that's moving and winning. It is. Wow, that was a really broad, abstract statement.
But yeah, very good.
But I think the point that I want to get across is you're not alone. You're not enough by yourself. We're actually progressing. We're moving in the right direction. We have, we're not the only people in the world that feel this way. And we're chipping away, man. We're chipping away even in this really, really raunchy season. There's gonna be another spring soon. And, there's other parts of the world that are experiencing a spring right now. And so, hopefully your friends, Tamie, see you and they get a little bit of strength and positivity from you, because, that's what we're about. That's what,
But
that's
I
what they
also-
like you, right?
Well, I also think it's like not the feeling of like you are not enough or you are enough. And that starts with love and acceptance of yourself. But if you look around with everything, it's basically like we're living for other people, right? Like everyone's like, why do you even care? Like you feel not enough because you're caring about what other people think, right? So literally every decision in life is like for you, and society is like we're all living to get approval from the world, which makes, that doesn't make sense if you really, really think about it. And I think the answer is not only just knowing that you're enough and loving, accepting yourself, but live for yourself, like for you, like not for anybody else. And that's the key. That's the key to happiness. So
Yeah. Well,
Pow pow. Yeah, we're doing
know?
it. We're doing it. Why
'Cause
does it?
fuck,
I mean,
like,
it
why are
doesn't
you-
suck so bad, man. I mean, and even if it's
It
supposed to
doesn't have
suck,
be. We should
well,
really not give a shit.
well, I'm saying like it's never fun to shoot 10,000 free throws. Like it's not supposed to be ooh dandy. Like ooh, I'm so excited to shoot 10,000 free throws, right? But if we know our purpose and we know our mission, and you know what we're moving to, and you know that these 10,000 free throws and the suck of it is progression towards the goal, right? Or towards that, or in the journey of this vision, then maybe it's a little bit easier to reframe perspective.
Well, that's why you have to do something you love, because it's going to be hard. Like no matter what, it's going to be hard. You have to have the passion and the love of it to be able to sit there and shoot 10,000 free throws or to
Yeah.
do anything 10,000
Yeah.
times, right? So that's why you have to do something that speaks to you, that's for yourself, and know why you're doing it.
So speaking of free throws, we have a dope Amazon store.
What is this? Did we just like move into a different segment here?
Very casual transition. No, I think we spent a decent amount of time,
Yeah.
like, really expressing like where we sit. Like right now, it's a difficult time for everybody, right? Like globally, we as a young brand, what we're actually struggling through is credit to us that we're actually coming out on the other side of it, right? The fact that we were where we were a couple months ago, now we're able to launch on Amazon because we have inventory. Jay, you saw what our storefront's going to look like. What'd you think of it?
You rock, baby.
Yeah, we did fucking good. It
Yeah.
looks good.
It looks good.
Props to Evan, Peter, Calvin, Tam. It looks really good. The products look really dope, and that's an important step. I think it's a really
That's
important
win.
step.
That's a big win for
Yeah.
us.
Is that your win of the week?
For me, it is. Like, yes, we're always going to have the Amazon store up, but
Now people can get our product
They can.
in other states.
They can, and a lot of the win is, seeing the team come together very, very quickly, pulling it together, being able to focus on accomplishing a task and a goal together, as opposed to focusing on all the crazy shit that could distract us, and to be able to, let's not lie, dude. Tamie and Jay are picky. But for both of them to actually look at it and say, yeah, this looks good, that's a big deal. That's a big deal for that to be a glimpse, a moment of like satisfaction, happiness. That's a big deal. That's a really good thing. And like now we can actually like sell it across the country. You don't have to drive to Beverly Hills or the Grove or, Calabasas. It's, props to Erwan. We're grateful that it is there, but now, it's going to be accessible to a lot of people.
It's the next level. Exciting.
Is it, Tamie? Because it's exciting. Is it really?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, from the beginning, I just wanted more people to be able to get it.
Yeah, and obviously, we got really good feedback. You were at an event over the weekend, right?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people everybody loved the product.
Yeah, people were excited about the product. Props to me. I said that everybody's favorite was going to be salted caramel. And now that it is, I've got to start to give love to the other 3 children that we spawned, right? The black and the vanilla and the mocha. But in the meantime, salted caramel, man, it's on its own 2 feet now. That's just flying. It's definitely flying.
Love it. Bert, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You've had a couple of wins
good
this
job.
week, man.
Bert's winning. Is
I
it
know,
the
it's what I do.
Bert
It's what I
week?
do. I told you guys, life's been too easy for me.
Tam, what's your win of the week?
The Amazon store. No,
Really?
it's a big deal as a for us as a company. That's huge.
Okay. Awesome. No, I'm
And I will say another win in terms of like the marketing side is like having Omri be a part of the team. And I'm truly saying that, like, he got me excited about his ideas and just having
his energy.
the creative team grow. Yeah, the energy, but like the young, just kind of like that creative partner now that I have, another partner that I have that we can help bring the message and brand to life, because this is like, that's the fun part for me. So that's it was an exciting win for me. It got me like stoked for what's to come.
Do you have any wins to celebrate, Jay?
I do.
You do?
I have a really, really big win.
I wanna hear
and
it.
it's going to surprise you.
Okay.
Last episode, we were talking about social tonics, right?
Yeah.
And then you asked, like, usually in a segment, there will be like, I think I fucked up.
Yeah.
I remember the day that we were talking, like, we greenlit going after the social tonics. And I'm going to tell the whole story here. So
Yeah.
just to bring us to this point, okay?
All right.
But I remember being in the car and I thought to myself, like, I remember when there was a mentor of mine that told me, like, if you have a group of 5 people and you put one ball and you have them pass it, they get to a certain rhythm. They're passing the ball smoothly. You put another ball in, it gets there, and then they're moving 2 balls, and then you 3 and 4. There's a specific number that you'll find with any team that when you put too many things in, no matter how good that team is, all the balls will drop and the thing will break. And the warning from that was always be very aware of how many initiatives you have going on based on the management structure of the company, the leadership structure of the company, the availability of resources, and the commitment of resources, right? Like, you always have to be mindful of these things. And we're a startup, so the resources are moving around really quickly, doing a lot of different things. And I knew at that very moment when I brought it up, it was a great deal. It was a great opportunity to go after social tonics. I thought to myself, after I got on the phone with you, Tamie, I was like, hey, I don't want to do this. Should we do this? Tamie was like, Jay, we would be crazy not to do it. And I'm like, fuck. Okay. And and then I go out and get on the phone with Bert, and Bert, you were like, should we do this? And you were like, in the Bert tone, it was like, well, Jay, if you think about what the opportunity is and you assess it versus the risk and the reward, then obviously the math says to do it. And I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to argue with this guy, right? He's got the math against me, right? I've got one who's the brand and one who's the math. What am I going to say? So I sat there and I thought, okay, fuck it. We're going to start a development sprint of the social tonics. And I knew in my gut, Peter called. I was in the parking lot in Walnut and I said to Peter, I think I fucked up. Do you remember that? I said to him, I think I fucked up, but we'll see. I guess I know we shouldn't be doing this social tonic thing. I know it's a great opportunity. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea that I should just try to take this off the table, but I can't not share it. But then I thought, like, that day, I think I fucked up. Fast forward, we started developing it. We got so excited. We developed a great product, but we knew.
Great, amazing
Hey, relax. Okay, but we knew that we had, we didn't know what our manufacturing capability was going to be, and relationship and partnership there. And I thought, and we've struggled in this area before, and so, push comes to shove. Last week, it was actually a hard week, right? Like on Thursday, it came to the realization that it's not going to happen here and now. We thought we had a deal that we were not, and I thought we had a deal. I had written the deal down, shared the deal, and we just couldn't cross the finish line with a partner kind of, aligning on the deal that I thought we had made. And so it fell apart in an instant. And it felt like, oh my God, like we wasted all this time, we wasted all this energy. Why, this huge opportunity, it's gone. But over the weekend, I realized, shit, I just won. Because I had gone down a lane where I threw too many balls into the circle. And now we're taking balls out of the circle. And in order for this ball, the movement to start going in this business, we need to take balls out of the circle. And so there's one ball out of the circle, right? And then on Monday,
my favorite ball.
Relax. Jeez, man, you got to make it hard. And you were calling me the bully, Bert? Anyways, okay. And then on Monday, we had a meeting.
We need a nickname for this version of Tamie.
This is the win, though. This is the win. I said, okay. So we started to see, we started to see indexing that the coffee beverage space was going to get crowded with people, sports figures, creating coffee brands and going to retail, right? You have, Beekeeper, you have Throne, you have
They
Rudy.
come nothing close to ours.
Okay, yes, I know, but they're going after retail, and all of them go after retail, and we get a call from our investors and say, hey, you know what? We think you should rethink this. And we're like, wait, but we've already committed to a retail strategy. We're supposed to go national. We're supposed to go to Sprouts. That's what we're intending to do this summer, right? And yet we have both macro data that suggests that in a consolidating environment, we shouldn't. There's just investment money being thrown into slotting space and buying shelf space, and that's probably a bad idea to throw money after in this current cycle. And we're getting this feedback from investors. We also internally realize that the trend also says, hey, look, don't focus on retail right now, focus on digital. And then we have Omri, who's a digital ninja, and it was clear that, oh my God, we get to take another ball out of this circle. So, hey, and so now we're juggling less balls, and now this week I can feel the spooling at our overall team level that when what was happening was clunky, clunk, right? And so what almost sucked or felt like it sucked in the moment last week on Thursday when I was like punched in the face saying, hey, you know what, this deal that I was going to give you, I'm not going to give you to make your tonics. And it was like kind of gut wrenching. It turned out to be an amazing thing. So there's my win for the week.
It's not my win, but I think about it every day and I'm sad. That's probably why there's been a gray cloud over me.
I'm
I'm trusting the timing of it. Like I think about it all the time, and I think, why did it come so close, and why? Like, because I love the social tonics. Like, we made such a great product with such a great stack that I really felt something on.
You know what's
right,
gonna
Bert?
happen? I'm gonna put it out there. You know what's gonna happen? Somebody's gonna hear this and they're like, "We'll make it for you, and it'll be a lot easier than we thought."
Yeah, but like
That's
you
what I
felt
think is
that
gonna
day that
happen.
we had.
So you're
we
hoping a
drank the
retort
whole-
operator is going to hear this and be like, "Hey,
No.
look, Tamie, I'm going to make it."
No, all kidding aside though, like
It's gonna happen.
I actually agree with Jay. We have a lot of stuff on our plate,
We do.
and we are starting to see what it looks like when we hum. But somebody's gonna see this, and they're gonna realize, oh shoot, all they need is me, and they're gonna throw their hat in the ring, and when we're ready to juggle a third ball, that ball's gonna come in.
Okay, so
Am I too optimistic?
No, I'm not. I mean, like I said, I just calm myself down of like, just trust the timing of it. There's, you're protected. We're protected, and everything happens for you. So it's kind of like I just have to release it and just know that it'll happen. And if it's not happening right now, it's for a reason.
yeah,
But it was
we
a big,
potentially avoided a very,
Yeah, I trust
Yeah.
that. But I just,
Company
my
ending
heart is still
catastrophe.
with it in the sense that I know it's an amazing product. And my always like square one belief of doing any type of business is, how good is the product? Do you love the product? Do you believe in the product? Right? Like, I don't co-sign anything that I don't, even people, I don't co-sign people that I don't.
Tamie, I know
I
exactly
don't,
what to tell you.
And I just, what?
I felt it from the skies and the heavens. It came to me and said, "Let AJ go," because not long from now will come
No,
a
I
stunning
could've had that.
man in a
Okay?
bar who you
I
buy a
could've had
drink
that.
for, and
I
holler
could've-
at, and he will
No.
be so chiseled that AJ looks like a oof. Okay.
That's
And
funny.
he will sing for this group called NSYNC.
Wait, no, it's not. No,
Next
it's not.
story time. Next story time.
Yeah.
Next story time.
Moving on. Yeah, in the future, sometime, it'll have to be over a fireside chat or something. But we should
But
talk about.
I could see the relief, right? Like
Well, I'm
I see
happy
that.
for you, Jay. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, but because look at us, like there's actually like logistical focus, and
Yeah, we
we're
do need to
we actually
focus.
closing in on something, and I can actually be somewhere like I can fully ground my
Be
feet
somewhere,
and
yeah.
make sure that we're good. Like
Yeah.
It was just too much. We're doing too many things at once.
Right.
Right. And that's great to have that many opportunities, but like you said, everything happens for a reason, and the universe brings us what's the best plan for us, even when it doesn't feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't get to figure that out until way later down the line, right?
Path of least resistance. I'm just flowing with it.
Yeah.
So-
So we're here now, but there is something that I do want to talk about.
What? So
I
close
want to
this up
do an event.
to-
I want to
Should-
talk about
Should
our.
we do this
our-
in the next episode?
I don't know.
I don't know. How long we been going?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We need
Okay.
to stop.
There's a lot of editing
But
required.
this is a lot of editing, but man,
I think we should do that in the next episode.
we
How
should.
about we
Yes.
do this? Let's
Yes.
because
Hour and a half.
for me for me my problem challenge is a little bit more tied to what we just talked about, and then we'll save yours as like a big meaty one, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So you want to touch yours, or you want to?
We'll touch mine so that we can kind of put a bow on this.
Okay.
So, I mean, one of the things that we also want to think about is what's next, right? And there's an obvious challenge now. We've got an Amazon store. It's up. It's beautiful. It's Tamie and Jay approved. This is our way of being able to deliver a great product to everybody across the states, right? And we have zero social proof, very limited, right? We have stuff on Instagram, et cetera. So, a part of a go-to-market strategy is we need to get this into as many hands as possible. And that's a challenge because, we need,
Are you shamelessly asking?
I'm
for
asking
purchases?
you, like, let's find a way to get people to try it and give us their honest feedback on it.
So there's no better way than begging the audience.
hey, mom and cousin. That's our audience, right? Mom and my cousin. Please go to Amazon. Flowin, Flowin. That's not Frowin. That's Flowin.
Wow.
Frowin.
Very Asian.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, find the product, buy the product, try it, and give us a review. Right? I think we need to
Spread
kick
the
that off.
word.
Like, I
And
think,
take a short form video and send it to our social media department.
no, but I mean, this is going to be a real challenge. Like, we need to like reach out to our people, our community, and move them to Amazon. And yes, it's fun to just plug it to a podcast we just started with, where there's nobody watching and listening. But
Are
very
you calling that one
specifically,
person? I'm just kidding.
You are enough.
everybody
The
counts.
one person who's watching this, you are enough.
Yeah, even if one
But
person tries.
I'm reaching out to everybody here, us specifically.
Well, you don't have to
hit
tell
our people.
us. We just got to tell
Yeah.
our people and share.
I mean,
that
this is
we're
going to
out.
be a challenge, but we have to hit it. We have to hit this one hard, because we need our store to create some momentum, and we need people to try it, and we need people to give us feedback on it.
Yep.
We don't.
And if
We do
didn't-
need it,
If
but
it
I
didn't
think
happen
that-
on Amazon, and it didn't happen. All the parties, the events where everybody loves our stuff. If people didn't write it on Amazon, it's not real.
True. Because everything is about online.
Yeah, this is our chance to share with the world. This little product and participating with it is an active acknowledgement for self that I am enough. I'm perfect as I am. I ought to be, and I deserve to be as authentic as I possibly could be, and present with that. And thereby then manifest what I truly am intentional about. And as I'm living in that intention, my vibration will naturally elevate and reflect to all my stakeholders around me. I'll light up a room. And then I'll attract who I need into my world. And so I don't view this as a hard ask or a need. I think that people could really use this message as much as what's in the can is amazing. I think the
Yeah,
message.
but also amazing coffee.
It is amazing coffee. It's delicious. That's absolutely true. We've tested it, and yeah, it's just the bomb.
So I'm
Bigger,
gonna,
better,
I'm gonna
biohacked.
pitch. I'm gonna pitch then. 3 seconds on the coffee. It's really good. I've already pitched it. We've biohacked it with a purpose, but the purpose is bigger. If you believe in any one of our whys, and we have a very, we all have our own individual whys while we're doing this. But for me specifically, you've heard my big, hairy, audacious goal, right? I want our brand to be around for decades. And I want us to successfully sell and be able to successfully advertise over and over and over again. And I want that advertising message to be that you're enough. I want that advertising message to be that you're beloved. I want that advertising message that you deserve to share that love with one another. And if this coffee brand, if this Flowin brand lasts for generations, and if you want this coffee brand and this message to last for generations, just like when you bought Tom's shoes, or when you, bought the prettiest diapers from the Honest Company because you believed in non-toxic products for your babies. If you want this out there in the ether, if you want this out there in the universe, we don't need any more investment. Just buy a couple cans.
You mean
Just
an
buy a
8-pack?
couple cans. Yeah, and we're gonna trick you and upsell you into an 8-pack. But
Okay.
yeah, that's what we're asking is, Jay, Tamie, and I are in this for the long haul. And every sale, everybody who gives us an acknowledgement that, hey, you know what? Your mission's dope. I want to back it. Buy some coffee. And it's really good. It's that simple.
We have great product and we have more great products down in the pipeline for you. So
Fund the social tonic
it's
by buying
really,
100
really,
coffees.
really
Oh
exciting.
my God.
The events and the retreats and all of that. So are we wrapping up the podcast with a question, or are we
Let's see if we can put a couple smiles on our own faces.
okay?
This was a heavy one, dude. This was
Okay,
a
let's
super
do
heavy
it.
one. Oh, I thought we had a game that you wanted
yeah.
to play.
I mean, I don't know how serious that this is. But.
Let's see.
I don't know. What is this game? Okay.
Well, this one is We're Not Really Strangers, which might be too emo.
God,
On the heels
what's
of
wrong with
today.
being emo? Everybody loves emo
It's
these
just
days.
life is so serious. Just like stop. Can't do it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good enough for me,
no,
man.
it's just funny. No,
enough
it's
for me.
not. What is a dream you've let go of? That is so deep. No, thank you.
Social tonics, Tammy.
Yeah, I did not let go of it.
Okay, you haven't let go of it.
Let's see what this one is.
That's
Oh my gosh.
these card things.
Well, do you have a question? Does anyone have a fun question?
Are you?
What does that say?
Who wrote the Flashman series of novels?
What? This is not trivia
weird.
time.
This is like what is it called? One of those shows?
After dinner?
Marvel?
No. Trivia
Yeah,
stuff.
this is like a trivia thing.
No. Let's go back to the
Oh,
red
this
one.
is too hard.
Let's go back
That's
to the
way
red
too
one.
Yeah,
hard.
this is way too hard. What
That's
kind
way
of game
too
is
hard.
this?
Yeah. You need to know that it can be on Jeopardy if you do that.
We can edit. Let's find one that.
Well,
that
like,
hits.
does anyone have a funner question? You know,
Yeah,
like,
let's find one that hits.
what is the funnest thing you've done lately? This is gonna be emo. I'm telling you.
No, the funnest thing that I did lately was
I'd rather just.
I created a new tab on our inventory spreadsheet tracker,
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
and
Shoot me.
I mean, golly, dude, like
That's what's fun. Never mind. Cut that out. We got to be fun.
maintain eye contact for 30 seconds. What did you notice? All right, clock,
Who's timing it?
let's go.
All three of us? No way.
How are we doing this? I don't.
Yeah,
Well, you guys are going through too many questions.
easy.
Maintain
No.
eye contact for 30 seconds.
Clock, is that
Who are you
30
doing
seconds?
it with?
She's doing it to you.
Clearly, I've noticed something. Let's go. Keep going. How much time do I? This is very 20 left.
This is so tough.
Which eye are you looking at? Are you looking at both
Is that
eyes? Can
eye
you do
contact or what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
What did I notice?
That? Which eye contact?
Number
Which
one,
eye?
I noticed that I make. Oh gosh, I make Tammy nervous. Frank,
You
watch
do.
out. Okay, what did I notice? In the first 5 seconds, you can't keep a straight face. It makes me wonder if that booger that like found its way to my cheek.
What?
That's what I noticed. That you can't keep a straight face. You can't not laugh. You're like,
I can. I can definitely.
She
keep
could
a
definitely
straight
not
face.
laugh. She's never laughing when she's talking to me.
Bert,
the tonics?
No,
Bert
it's because
makes
of
me
other things.
laugh. Bert makes me laugh.
I make her laugh.
Yeah, why does he get to do that?
He
What?
just cracks me up.
Oh,
You crack me up too.
I don't
but
crack you up.
He's like a funny guy.
I'm a funny guy. What's that mean? I can't do a Joe. I'm a bad Joe Pesci. I'm a bad Joe
Okay.
Pesci.
Okay.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. Just pulling something. Pull from this one then. This category.
Okay, here we
then.
go. Okay, this right
Who
here.
pulls the first card?
Read it out loud.
Do I look kind? Explain.
Explain.
Do I look kind? Oh, I like this. Do I look kind? Explain.
Let's start with no. Let's
No.
just get that out of the way. Let's just get it out of the way. The obvious answer is no.
No.
Explain.
You look hard.
Explain. Does Jay look kind? No, like I'm thinking the way you look, I feel like you got some up your sleeve. Homie. like he's got these eyes that are like,
This is not funny to anyone else.
yeah. I'm like,
What?
It's only funny just to us.
no.
Did you guys
got
always feel this way, or is it because you actually know, like?
No. Actually, I believe you're extremely kind, but like you don't look kind.
You are enough.
Dude, you guys are fucked up. Wait. Okay, wait. How can I look more kind?
How can you look more kind?
Like, can I like puppy dog it or something, or like?
No, so like, yeah. What was your first impression of Jay? Like when you
So
saw
this
him?
is what I thought about when I answered this question. When I thought about the answer, I thought about the first time I ever met Jay was on like a call, right? It was a pretty serious call. So, but yeah, like I don't know, maybe bro-y.
Very bro-y.
Yeah, like bro vibes.
Yeah.
For real?
There's some bro vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely.
Okay,
frat
okay,
out a
take it
little-
back. Let me
frat out
tell
a
you.
little bit. Frat
Let me
out a
tell
little
you.
bit.
You asked that question. Let me tell you guys how I think. Shit. I didn't know this. Wow, we're getting really intimate and acquainted here.
Close your eyes. What color is my shirt? Black and gray.
Yeah. It's too easy.
Yeah, that's too easy.
So do another one.
Yeah.
Do you think I fall in love easily? Why or why not?
Are we answering Tammy?
Yeah, I guess
Okay,
we just
'cause
answered
you-
Jay's
okay.
question. I don't know why.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I'm gonna
yeah.
say no.
You go.
You like.
Why?
She's
What
like,
is she? How
she's
cold-hearted
like,
is she?
No, she's not cold-hearted. She's just got like, like everything's an interrogation. Like you don't know it. It's just this innocent smile, but inside it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Something's fucking wrong with you. You about to show it to me. You got something's wrong. Something's wrong. I know something's about to go wrong. That's yeah.
Jay's funny.
Okay. So I think yeah. I think yeah. I don't know if it was because like, you're nice to me and hated Jay right out of the gate that it feels this
I
way.
never hated Jay.
No, but I think the reason why I believe this, and this is an actual answer, is I think your ability to love is actually a reflection on how you feel about yourself, how secure you are in yourself, and yeah, I think that my experience with you is like I see you as somebody who's very loving and is very quick and easy at starting there, right? Yeah, will you cut somebody off if they're a total dick or total douche? Yeah, of course, I've seen that. But I feel like the first setting is you're actually quite loving is the first setting. That's what I see.
Thanks, Bert.
No, you said fall in love
This
easily.
is a prime example of kind.
this
Is
is-
Jay kind? I'm just kidding.
Well, we can ask Frank, but I'm guessing it didn't take him long.
I actually did.
See?
It did?
See?
Yeah, Jay's right.
See?
Jay's right.
There you go.
But
Jay wins.
no, I think there's
All right,
versions
go
of
make
it.
Bert pull one. And that
We
we'll
just
did.
close out.
We
We'll,
did
we'll
the
close it out
30s,
there.
okay.
We'll close out with Bert. Wait, pull a card.
The first, yeah,
This-
pull
we're
a
not
card.
really
Actually, you
strangers.
can pull from
Clearly,
anywhere.
I
Actually,
thought you guys thought
can pull
differently of. Thought you guys thought I was a nice person. Shit.
those are too deep.
As a child, what do you think I wanted to be?
Ooh.
This one we got a good one. Finally come true.
Dragon
Look.
Ball Z, Superman.
What?
You thought I wanted to be. You thought that as a kid I looked at a cartoon and said, "Yep, that's my future.
No.
That's me." Listen, Dragon Ball Z, I'm Voltron generation.
I think you wanted to be an athlete.
Yes, I did.
Oh
yes,
wow,
I
boys
did.
will be boys. They know
I
that.
did. Byron Scott. I thought I was also going to be 6'4".
Really? Was that right?
Yeah, yeah. Byron Scott was the person that I
I had
wanted to
no
be.
idea. I thought
I
I just read that. I felt that the energy.
Oh wow, I thought it was a boy thing.
No, I mean, I
All
think
boys
I didn't want to
wanna
be an
be
athlete.
athletes.
No,
you didn't want to be an athlete.
I did not
Really?
want to be an athlete.
Really?
No.
What'd you want to be?
No, I'm not gonna say it, bro.
What you want to
Why?
be?
Because it's embarrassing.
What did you want
You
to be?
wanted to be a Chinese business owner? Is that
No.
what you wanted to be?
No, don't make me say it.
What did
Okay.
you want to be? You have to share it now. You can't. Just
Okay,
not
so
share
what we'll
it.
do is we'll edit it, and then it'll be it'll
No,
kick off.
we
This is
gotta
a
share it.
cliffhanger.
What do you
What do you
wanna
wanna
be?
What do you want to be?
As a kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I can't do
Just
that.
say it. You're enough. It's fine.
I can't do it.
It's funny. Just say it.
All right, I wanted to be a pop star.
That's
Wait, but not a rock star, a pop
But
star.
wait, what pop stars?
Like
like who was
being
your
in a
example?
group or something. I wanted to be in a group, like I wanted to be in NSYNC or something like that.
Yeah, you have a lot of insight in people like that. What is it about them that they want to be in a pop group? Wow.
I think a lot of people either wanted to be an athlete or a singer, right? Like I
Yeah.
think you dream of being that as a kid.
Okay, good. See,
So I
don't
think
feel
that's
bad now.
normal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's kind of embarrassing.
Jay wanted to be in a
Cool.
boy band.
You were
What was
Korean, they
gonna
would
be your
send you to
name?
K-pop school.
Huh?
What was going to be your stage alter ego?
I don't know, but back at the time, like, well, there wasn't this like the opportunity
Jay
was
is
to
like
go
the name. It's great.
go
Jay's
to
a great-
Taiwan, right? Like there were like these boy bands in Taiwan that were like kind of crossover, and like, I was like,
You should do the TikTok
got-
dance videos, bro.
no, because like there were scouts in the area, and then like like I was like really happy about it, and like I got a call, and I talked to my parents about it, and they're like, absolutely not. And so that's the worst, and this is what you have to do in that business, and so immediately it was like a kibosh.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
My dreams almost came true right there, dude.
It was bad. What about you, Tam? What'd you?
well, I think I always liked I dreamt I wanted to be a singer. I wish I could sing, but I couldn't sing.
Okay.
As a kid, yeah, like I couldn't sing.
see,
So like,
that's
you know,
fine. Nice
it was,
people.
It was just
Bad
like
people.
always dancing along to the music videos and wishing you could just do that. But like,
Like J-Lo.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
How she
J-Lo
started.
didn't exist when I was a kid. It was like TLC. It was like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like the really like.
You don't want no
OG bands.
scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you wear a Band-Aid right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And you, like,
Did you? Yeah. That's
Under
the
your
pictures.
left eye?
that was a thing, I bet. I bet
Actually,
you did.
me
I
and-
bet you did.
Yeah. There's a.
Did you
I
wear
got a
baggy
picture.
pants with the belt on the side
Yeah,
with your
for
initial? Did it have a
sure.
T on it?
Overalls with the unclipped
my
one
God.
side. With
Oh
the
my
little,
God.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
Wowzers.
All right.
But
I believe it.
Wow, the company's getting deeper. Shoot, a lot of these things we did not know about each other, we now know.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, shoot. We're TLC.
Yeah.
Tamie Albert Chang. TLC.
Wow, that's reaching, but okay.
She just wants to be
He
left
changed-
eye.
he
She's just sad. She wanted to be
He
left eye.
changed.
The Albert to L. Like, how'd you do that? That was actually pretty
This is
crafty.
why Bert cracks me up.
This is crafty, yeah. Like, what?
I have a spreadsheet right here.
Oh my God.
Like I created a new
All right.
tab and figured
All right.
out how to reverse engineer to us being TLC.
Cool.
All
I
right,
think we're done with
let's
this
go.
one.
Let's take a break. Let's eat something. That was
Okay.